You know, sometimes life just hits differently when you're chasing a dream. One moment you're the fan favorite, the underdog everyone's cheering for, the narrative people want to believe in, but then reality strikes and it doesn't care about fairy tales, especially in the NFL, where business always drowns out sentiment. It's cutthroat, it's unforgiving, and if you still think loyalty holds weight in this league, think again, because what just unfolded in Cleveland is the kind of decision that leaves fans stunned, asking, did they really have to do him like that? Azim Reed was never supposed to be a household name, but he sure had the drive to become one. Coming out of the University of San Diego, not exactly Alabama or Ohio State, this kid defied the odds. 77 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns in one season, not bad for someone the scouts barely glanced at. The Browns saw it. That spark, that potential. But the NFL doesn't do sentimentality. It is calculated decisions, and last month, bad luck came knocking. An injury, and in this league, nothing kills momentum faster than that. So what did Cleveland do? They made the cold call, waived him with an injury designation. And if you don't speak the NFL's business jargon, here's what that really means. We like you, just not enough to wait. It's a common move, happens all the time, but when it's your guy, it feels like a gut punch. After clearing waivers, which essentially means no team was willing to take him on in that condition, Reed reverted to the Browns' injured reserve list. But IR isn't comfort. It's limbo. And now it's official. Today the Browns cut ties, waiving Azim Reed straight off injured reserve per the league's transaction wire. But the bigger question is, what does this reveal about where this franchise is truly heading? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd hear from you. And if you want authentic, unfiltered Browns coverage, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay locked in. Let's not forget he was listed 4th on the depth chart. Not 1st, not 2nd, 4th. That's a steep climb in any organization. But then, the Browns coaching staff flipped the entire narrative. They publicly declared it's an open competition. 4 quarterbacks, equal opportunity. That right there changed everything. Because let's be real, how often do you hear that about a 5th-round rookie? Especially when he's stacked behind a Super Bowl MVP like Joe Flacco, a former first-rounder like Kenny Pickett, and a higher pick in Dillon Gabriel. That moment shifted my entire perception of Shedeur Sanders. Honestly, when the pick was first made, I didn't think he'd survive roster cuts. I'm just keeping it real. I figured he's not going to get the reps, he's not going to get the snaps, they're loaded at QB. No way they waste time developing a 5th-rounder. But then the tape started rolling. Now, sure, it's only minicamp, it's OTAs, no live bullets, but every single clip that's come out, touchdowns, tight window throws, poise, confidence, a quarterback who looks like he belongs. And that's the wild part. Because rookies taken that late, they're not supposed to look this sharp this early. The stakes? Nothing less than the future of the franchise. As June minicamp kicks off, head coach Kevin Stefanski and his staff are laser-focused on a high-stakes task, identifying who will command the huddle when Week 1 arrives. Sounds simple until you look at the contenders. Veteran Joe Flacco is the current frontrunner. With years of battle-tested NFL experience, postseason poise, and a sharp grasp of Cleveland's offensive system, Flacco offers leadership and reliability. Kenny Pickett, a former first-rounder with upside, Pickett put up over 4,300 yards and 42 TDs in his final college season. Or is this just another calculated move in our relentless pursuit of that elusive Super Bowl? Grab your jerseys, Dog Pound, because we're about to dissect this situation with true Cleveland grit. And let's dive into the headline that's sending shockwaves from Lake Erie to the tailgates at First Energy Stadium. Sports Illustrated just dropped a piece that's got the entire Dog Pound talking. Cleveland may be entertaining a blockbuster trade involving none other than Denzel Ward. This isn't some clickbait speculation, it's a scenario that could restructure our roster, reshape the AFC North landscape, and leave ripple effects well into the future. Let's break it down. Denzel Ward isn't just a player. He's Cleveland royalty, born in Macedonia, Ohio. A star at Nordonia High, a Buckeye standout, and since being drafted 4th overall in 2018, he's been a cornerstone of this franchise. Ward is a 4-time Pro Bowler, most recently in 2024 when he notched 49 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a league-leading 19 pass breakups. At just 27, he's still in his prime, shutting down the likes of Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs with surgical precision. And let's not forget, Ward is locked in through 2027 on a $100,500,000 0 cents deal, the highest paid cornerback in the NFL when he signed in 2022. with over $71 million, 0 cents guaranteed. That's our guy, Dog Pound. So, why trade a star like Ward? It all comes down to timing, context, and hard decisions. The 2024 season was brutal. The Browns finished 3-14, dead last in the division, an epic fall from the 11-6 playoff team we cheered for in 2023. That year, our defense was dominant, leading the league by allowing just 270.2 yards per game. Ward, along with Greg Newsome Teckett and Martin Emerson Jr., formed one of the league's most feared cornerback trios, but 2024 told a different story. The defense collapsed to 19th in the NFL, giving up 342.1 yards per game. The offense sputtered with QB instability, injuries, and a lack of explosive playmakers. Now Cleveland holds the second overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, and GM Andrew Berry is at a critical crossroads. Here's the cap crunch. Last offseason, the Browns extended Myles Garrett through 2030, making him the highest-paid non-QB in the league at $40 million, 0 cents per year. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson's $230 million, 0 cents guaranteed contract is still devouring cap space like a runaway freight train. That's why Ward's name is being floated. A potential trade could free up millions in cap room and net the Browns a premium draft pick. With younger talent like Newsome 25 and Emerson 24 still on rookie deals, the front office might see an opportunity to remain competitive in the secondary while planning for the future. The mock trade that's got fans divided. Bleacher Report's Gary Davenport proposed a hypothetical that's stirring up intense debate. The Browns send Denzel Ward and a 6th-round pick to the Minnesota Vikings in exchange for the 24th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Minnesota went 14-3 last year but ranked 28th in pass defense. With Byron Murphy Jr., Stephon Gilmore, and Shaquille Griffin all hitting free agency, Ward would instantly upgrade their secondary and fit seamlessly into DC Brian Flores' aggressive man-to-man scheme. For Cleveland, that 24th pick could unlock several strategic options. Draft a future franchise QB like Cam Ward or Carson Beckshore, up the offensive line with a blue-chip left tackle, package the pick in a larger deal to land a young offensive weapon. But let's be real, and here's where it gets interesting. If Shader goes out in the preseason and performs even half as well as he has in practice, how do you not seriously consider giving him the reins? What are we waiting for if he balls out? Start him. Let the kid ride. Now, I know some people are saying pump the brakes. He hasn't even taken first-team reps yet. And that's true. That's a valid point. Maybe he needs time. Maybe he benefits from sitting, watching, learning. But man, the upside, the electricity he brings, it's unmistakable. Let's call it like it is. Dillon Gabriel might have gone earlier, but raw talent? It's not even close. Shedur's got the arm strength, the pocket feel, the composure, and most importantly, he's got the it factor. That's something you can't teach. You either have it or you don't. And Shedur's got it in spades. Now, of course, there's politics involved. Draft capital matters. Coaches have to justify their decisions. There's hierarchy in the locker room. But here's the truth. If Shedeur keeps stacking good practices and starts cooking in live action, none of that matters. Because the film doesn't lie. Even Deuce Staley said we're still in pajamas. But when the pads go on and it's full speed, that's when we'll really see what he's made of. And if he shows out under the lights in preseason, then Cleveland's got a real decision to make. So, yeah, Shedeur might be listed as QB4 on the chart, but that's not a reflection of his ability. That's just how the league works. It's about draft slots, not skill. But now that the coaches are saying this is a fair fight, my expectations completely flipped. If this is a true competition and Shedeur's getting legitimate reps, then I'm calling it now. He's more talented than Gabriel, more explosive than Pickett, and the only guy who's got a legit edge is Joe Flacco, and that's purely based on experience. You can't fake 2 decades in the league, but how long can Shedeur close that gap with his raw athleticism, high-level instincts, and uncoachable talent? And that's why, suddenly, the whole NFL world is watching the Cleveland Browns. June, when was the last time that happened? Usually the Browns make headlines for dysfunction, or Deshaun Watson drama, or fans bracing for another wasted season. But now, it's all about a rookie quarterback, a 5th-rounder, a non-starter who somehow has the league buzzing. That tells you everything you need to know about the kind of shockwave Shedeur Sanders is sending through the NFL. And if he keeps climbing, Cleveland might just have its next franchise quarterback, and no one saw it coming. His upside is real. Shedeur Sanders, the wild card, drafted in the 5th round, labeled a project. But he's already proving the doubters wrong. With a gunslinger mentality, impressive college pedigree, and NFL lineage, Sanders has flashed elite instincts and next-level confidence. During OTAs, he threw 3 touchdowns and completed 7 of 9 passes, enough to stir the fan base into a frenzy. Yet controversy brews. Despite Shedeur's strong performance, the coaching staff is easing him in, giving him fewer first-team reps. Some call it smart development, others call it hesitancy. Former Browns HC Eric Mangini weighed in, "This hype train in Cleveland is so ridiculous it exploded the second he got here. Stefanski's just trying to slow it down." Still, Sanders remains unfazed. He's all in, patient, focused, and determined to earn every rep. And as training camp looms, the stakes couldn't be higher. The coaching staff will be evaluating more than arm strength or mobility. He knows the playbook like the back of his hand, and that edge alone gives him an early advantage. But don't get too comfortable. This isn't a one-man race. Enter Kenny Pickett, the former Steelers first-rounder whose name hasn't garnered much attention this offseason yet. His physical tools, arm strength, athleticism, and above-average football IQ make him an intriguing option, but inconsistency continues to cloud his chances. He's in the running, but climbing a steep hill, and then it gets spicy. 2 rookies are crashing the party, and both bring explosive upside. Dillon Gabriel, out of Oklahoma, has quickly turned heads in minicamp. His mobility, off-from accuracy, and swift playbook retention have impressed coaches. He's the kind of young QB who, with the right momentum, can change a franchise's fortunes almost overnight. But it's Shedeur Sanders who's become the epicenter of excitement in Cleveland. Drafted in the 5th round out of Colorado, many labeled him a developmental project. But if you've seen his tape, or his sensational OTA performance, 3 touchdowns on 7 of 9 passing, you know he's much more than that. This is a quarterback with NFL bloodline, championship pedigree, and raw passing talent. He's not just making throws, he's commanding attention. Yet, here's the twist. Despite the buzz, Sanders hasn't been getting first-team reps. The coaching staff appears cautious. Some call it smart development. Others see it as doubt. Former Browns head coach Eric Mangini recently poured gas on the fire, saying, "The hype train in Cleveland is so ridiculous. It exploded the second he got here. Stefanski's just trying to slow it down." That quote captures the current split among Browns Nation. Palpable excitement versus grounded skepticism. But Sanders? He's not rattled. His focus is unwavering. Earn every rep, every moment, every ounce of trust from his coaches. He's showing humility, maturity, and laser-sharp discipline, the exact traits that turn underdogs into legends. And the opportunity is real. If Sanders continues to shine during training camp in the preseason, don't be surprised if he leapfrogs Flacco or Pickett. Stefanski has made it clear this is an open competition and the final verdict may come down to the wire. So, what does all of this mean for the Browns' 2025 season? Everything. Quarterback is the most vital position in all of football. And this isn't just about who starts. It's about who can carry the identity, the momentum, and the dreams of a fan base hungry for glory. It's about legacy. So buckle up, Cleveland, because the quarterback war is just getting started. And the outcome could define the Browns' destiny for years to come. If you love the Browns, subscribe now, join the movement, and stay ahead of every breaking headline. A franchise quarterback can change everything. And right now, the Cleveland Browns are closer than ever to solving the NFL's most elusive puzzle. Thank you guys. See you next video.